After our inspection, we commissioned environmental commitment to action. We, along with our production houses, installed water coolers and oil purifiers on sets.
First of all, very good evening to you.
Thank you.
जानना चाहेंगे IAA Olive Crown Awards के बारे में from your own words.
The IAA Olive Crown Awards are a very important initiative. Basically, the IAA is trying to drive a sustainable environment, a better future for all of us. And they're basically helping people in communications, A, acknowledge the importance of a sustainable environment, and B, celebrating those who have made efforts to create a more sustainable environment. हम जो इंडस्ट्री को बिलोंग करते हैं वो एक ऐसी इंडस्ट्री है जो कंज्यूमरिज्म को ड्राइव करती है. सो एंड वी ऑल नो दैट कंज्यूमरिज्म leads to various other things. One of the things is being wasteful as people and also harming the environment. So it's really important that people in the communications industry understand and become fully aware of how imperative it is to have a sustainable future. And this awards were launched in 2011, and every year the communications industry has been making a lot of efforts to change their approach towards work, to waste less, to build more awareness on being eco-friendly. So it's an important evening for all of us.
क्योंकि मैम इतने सारे सेलिब्रिटीज इतना प्रयास करते हैं और इतनी अवेयरनेस स्प्रेड करते हैं, लेकिन वो देखा जाता है कि 2-3 दिन वो जागरूकता रहती है, उसके बाद वो लोग भूल जाते हैं.
हमको काम करते रहना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि क्या है, मैं जब बच्चों से पूछती हूँ कि बड़े ऐसे क्यों करते हैं तो बच्चे बोलते हैं क्योंकि हम लेज़ी हैं, बड़े लेज़ी हैं. कभी कभी हो जाते हैं. इट हैज़ टू बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ द वे वी थिंक, और वो सोच में बदलाव लाने में थोड़ा समय लगेगा, क्योंकि बहुत समय बीत गया. जब मैं स्कूल में थी 80s में, तभी एनवायरनमेंट हैज़र्ड्स के अलार्म बेल्स बजना शुरू हो गए थे. हमने तभी सुना था कि जिस तरह से हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और जिस तरह से हम सोच रहे हैं, जिस तरह से हम नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज को अफेक्ट कर रहे हैं, उससे हमारे ऊपर, हमारे भविष्य के ऊपर बहुत कठिनाइयाँ आएंगी. और ये 80s में हुआ, और over 20 years later, you're still dealing, 30 years later, you're dealing with the same issues. In fact, now they've compounded. So, but the good thing is that I think now governments, the world has acknowledged how important this is. Until 3 years ago, हम सुनते थे कि ये climate change is just hoopla. कोई बना रहा है ये बात को, ये कोई propagate कर रहा है. ये गलत है. हकीकत ये है कि climate change is real. हमारे देश में आज इसी वक्त हम अभी लोग कहते हैं अरे गर्मी इतनी बढ़ गई, जनवरी में गर्मी आ गई, अरे ड्राउट, ये टाइम ऑफ ईयर ड्राउट कैसे हो सकता है, मॉनसून्स कम होती जा रही हैं. तो वी आर फीलिंग द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज, एंड एज एन इमर्जिंग कंट्री, एज एन इमर्जिंग इकोनॉमी, वी हैव टू मेक बेटर चॉइसेस.
आपने 80s की बात की, तो कोई आपको इंसिडेंट याद आता है अपने बचपन से, जब आपने बिना किसी, आप इतनी समझदार भी नहीं रही होंगी जब स्कूल डेज छूटी थी, या कुछ आपने ऐसा किया हो जो इन्वायरमेंट के लिए बहुत अच्छा हो, आपने प्लांटिंग की हो, ऐसा कुछ किया हो?
बहुत सारी चीज़ें सिखाई गई थी हमको. एक बहुत प्यारा सा वाक्य है जो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करूँगी. सेव द टाइगर प्रोजेक्ट शुरू हो गया था, प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर. तो हमारे स्कूल में एक ग्रुप आया था हमें बताने के लिए कि हमारे देश के जो टाइगर पॉपुलेशन है वो बहुत कम होती जा रही है. तो हम बच्चों से कहा गया था कि हम पैसे इकट्ठा करें उस प्रोजेक्ट को कंट्रीब्यूट करने के लिए. तो एक छोटा सा टिन का डब्बा मिला था जिसके ऊपर हम लोगों ने सेव द टाइगर, योर 150 रुपी नोट विल सेव अ टाइगर. तो मेरे जहन में, छोटे से बच्चे के जहन में ये था कि एक्चुअली मेरे 50 रुपये एक पूरे टाइगर को बचाएंगे. And it's an old memory, but it's a very important memory because it's a reminder that all of this that we are struggling to achieve even today had started so much earlier. And I feel very proud that we've made so much progress with saving the tiger. अभी हमारी टाइगर्स की संख्या बढ़ रही है, लेकिन हमारे जंगल थोड़े कम हो रहे हैं. So it's all interconnected. It's the tiger, the forest, the rivers, cleanliness, our natural resources, your life, mine. It's all connected.
लास्टली वुड लाइक टू नो कि अभी आपके आने वाले प्रोजेक्ट्स क्या क्या हैं, क्या कब आपको देख पाएंगे?
I'm just finishing an Indo-Iranian film, which is the first of its kind. I've signed another Hindi film that I will start later in the year. And as a producer, I'm making 4 films. Thank you.
And have proved otherwise. To present the next set of awards, may I please request on stage Mr. Ambi Parmeswaran, Chairman FCB Ulka and IAA Managing Committee. Thank you very much for joining us on stage. Can we have the AV, please? And we acknowledge, of course, by clapping harder and better. The group from Dainik Bhaskar. A little more encouraging than that. We could keep the caps going for some wonderful work done by this young team. Once again, thank you for the good work done. Many congratulations to our winners. And thank you very much. So I've taken care of your cardio for the day. And carefree. The team doing a wonderful job with the eco-friendly Ganesha. Raise a huge round of applause for the wonderful team that did such wonderful work on that. It was utterly beautiful. Thank you.
About a sustainable future. I think it's been very, very heartening for me to be seated here and watch such wonderful work happening in the advertising world. We live in a paradoxical time where there's almost this permanent state of dichotomy. While we have become a consumerist society and we are all trying to sell something or buy something most of the time, it's hard to make the right choices. And I find that children seem to be finding an amazing balance. So for all the parents who are making a lot of money, who seem to have newer aspirations, newer wants, newer needs, we have some incredible young minds in the country, kids who are a part of a program called Kids for Tigers, and children who interact with some of the programs that we run through Sanctuary Asia or the Wildlife Trust of India. Kids in different schools today who are becoming more and more aware of how we've waged war on our natural resources and how our unending greed has caused havoc in the world. And these young children have learned to say no. And I think that is a wonderful indication of our future. But we have before us a huge responsibility. I know each of us seated here today, this evening, is fully aware of that responsibility, which is why we're even here. But I just want to leave you with a question. I was a kid who grew up in the 80s, and I know that the alarm bells for climate change had started ringing. Project Tiger was established in India at the time. There was a lot of talk about how corporations were depleting our natural resources, and clearly communications failed at some level, because we still struggle as a nation and as a world to make people better informed about the role that nature plays in our lives and how deeply connected we are with our environment. So when we speak about GDP and we speak about economy and we speak about growth, I don't understand why we don't speak enough about our environment. And they're both deeply connected. If we don't have health, I have no idea how we will ever have a healthy economy. India, as we know it today, is a deeply populated nation. A nation that is growing, a nation whose wants and needs and desires are also growing. And there are many, many bellies to fill, but there are also many desires to fulfill. And I just hope that each of us here can play our part in helping people understand how important it is for us to nurture, cherish, and take care of our natural resources, of our water bodies, of our forests, of our wild animals, and ensure that this message reaches out to everybody, because that's the only way we are going to survive and fill those bellies. Because the tragedy about climate change and the consequence of climate change is that the poorest of the poor are always the most affected. And our conscience must never allow that to happen. And congratulations to all the winners. Mudra, are you carrying a truck with you? Because you have a lot of trophies to take back home. Well done, bravo, keep going. I know, as somebody who is constantly trying to produce communication for the various organizations that I represent, how challenging it is to find the revenue to produce this content. And I hope that each of you can use your marketing zeal to make more people put their hands in their pockets and take out money for what really matters. And I think there's been some great innovation where marketing and advertising has been used to propagate a very, very important message, as we've witnessed this evening. Keep going. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the good work that you're doing. But there's lots more to be done. And you always have us. At least you always have my support. Thank you so much for having me. And congratulations to all of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Diya. I'd request you to please stay back on stage. Very rightly said, lots more to be done. And you're right, where would they keep all their mementos now? They have loads of them now. Absolutely. It is, of course, time now to introduce our chief guest this evening. They truly say that behind every successful man is a woman. And while we celebrated the International Women's Day just yesterday, it's a happy coincidence that our chief guest is also a lady of great stature. May I please request President IAA India Chapter to escort our chief guest of this evening, Mrs. Amruta Fadnavis, on stage, please. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause for our wonderful chief guest, Mrs. Fadnavis. Our next set of awards is one that was introduced to salute corporates who choose action over words, who believe that corporate social responsibility is really corporate social investment, an investment in the environment around them, the community they live in, the planet they share. We call this the Corporate Social Crusader Award, and this year we present not one but 2 gold awards to those who have set great examples for the corporate world. May I please request our chief guest, Mrs. Amruta Fadnavis, guest of honor Diya Mirza, along with our president, Mr. Swami, to please present the first Corporate Social Crusader Award to Yes Community, Clean India Campaign, and Yes Foundation. Yes, I am the change. May I please request Namita Vikas, Group President and Country Head responsible, Banking and Yes Foundation team, Ms. Prerna Langa, Shivanjali Gaikwad, Mr. Rohan Das, Kaustav Ghosh, Nishita Mehta, Omkar Nirmal, Suyash Bhave to please come and accept this award. The first gold award for Corporate Social Crusaders. Ladies and gentlemen, these are people who have actually not merely spoken, but done. They deserve the hugest round of applause, all our praise, all our honor. Thank you very much, and many, many congratulations. Our second Golden Corporate Crusader Award goes to Ek Ped, Ek Zindagi and Dainik Bhaskar Group, CSR. Let's please hear a huge round of applause for Mr. Vinay Maheshwari, Vice President, Dainik Bhaskar Group, who is not with us, but we have a wonderful lady who's going to be collecting his award on his behalf. Many congratulations once again. Now, before we take this evening any further, I'd request Ms. Prerna Langa, CEO, Yes Foundation, and Ms. Radha Kapoor, Founder and Executive Director, Indian School of Design and Innovation, to please join us on stage. It is an absolute pleasure for IAA to be collaborated with a significant initiative in collaboration with the Yes Foundation. The Yes Foundation Media for Social Change Fellowship, a high-impact program that encourages youth to use their communication in a 2-month fellowship, including mentorship and training by industry experts, and enhance communications efforts of non-profits. The program is in association with ISDI WPP School of Communication and supported by IAA India chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as the dignitaries on stage unveil the plaque and launch the program. Absolutely. Lights, camera, and action. And a go-ahead on a wonderful, wonderful initiative. Thank you very much, Ms. Langa. Thank you, Ms. Kapoor. Can we please request all of you to stay back as we invite Mr. Neeraj Roy, Managing Director and CEO, Hungama Digital, Vice President, IAA, and Chairman, IAA Olive Crown, to please join us on stage. Some traditions and practices never change, as we don't pay much heed to them. But today we acknowledge the effort of an organization that has not only understood the need of the hour, but has also taken significant steps to work towards it. To receive the special award for excellence, can we please have on stage Mr. Parag Tangre, Deputy Vice President, Corporate Brand, Z Entertainment Enterprise Limited.
The India chapter of the International Advertising Association is pleased to present a special award of excellence to Zee Entertainment Enterprises Limited for the pioneering efforts in launching their Zee is Green mission and making the television serials production carbon neutral. May I request on stage Mr. Ronald, the CMO for Zee, to come on stage and collect this award, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the applause growing. Let's clap harder, more ardently for the wonderful work
We have Mr.
which has
Ronald
been done.
Landers on stage. We have a representative.
This is a special award for excellence. And excellence, of course, is being rewarded tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, special award for excellence. What a wonderful thing to boast of. Thank you very much, Mr. Roy. We will have to request, of course, Mr. Swami and Mrs. Fadnavis to please stay a little longer. I would love to invite on stage Ms. Monica Tata to please join us. Our last award this evening acknowledges the efforts of someone who has brought a paradigm shift in the way we perceive and work towards sustainability. An award that recognizes the effort of bringing about a green revolution. To receive the Green Crusader of the Year award, may I please invite on stage Mr. Abhayendra Ajit Sen Jain, grandson of late Padma Shri Bhavrala Hiralal Jain of the Jain Irrigation Group.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. IAA Olive Crown Awards. This is I'm giving a citation for the creative excellence in which is an award in creative excellence in communicating sustainability. The India chapter of the International Advertising Association is privileged to present posthumously the IAA Olive Crown Green Crusader Award to Padma Shri Bhavralal Hiralal Jain for his great.
Ladies and gentlemen, that deserves an extra special round of applause. A lifetime of wonderful work being put in there. His grandson receiving it on his behalf. What a proud moment. May the legacy continue. Thank you very much. Can I please request Mr. Swami to please appreciate the presence of our guest of honor and our chief guest this evening with a token of our appreciation. Guest of honor, Ms. Diya Mirza, and our chief guest this evening, Mrs. Amruta Fadnavis. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank them for taking out their time for this wonderful occasion. Thank you very much. Let's have the last AV right after this. And of course, once again, let's hear a big, thunderous round of applause for our partners. Thank you very much, gentlemen, and thank you very much, ladies. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, before we bring the curtains down to this evening, let's give a huge round of applause for all our sponsors, all our partners, without whom, of course,